I think that if I look at my life now, or perhaps if other people look at it from their perspective, they might say that I was born under a lucky star. And that's not to brag or anything, but it's just to start the video about how you can also make your dream life and achieve anything you want. I have an amazing fiance. He's absolutely my dream guy in every single way. I live in my favorite city in the world. I'm doing what I love and it's fulfilling. I should probably plug my mic in. I am very healthy, quite fit, because I go to the gym pretty often and I like it, and I can eat as I enjoy. And I think overall, when you look at your life and like the big things, it's like love, family, where you live in your environment, career, right? These things are all amazing for me right now. And I go to bed often like, wow, this is amazing. I love this life. I feel so good. And I wake up excited about what each new day is going to bring me. And so the question is, how did I get this lucky? And am I even lucky? Well, I think that I feel lucky, and I am lucky because of how lucky I always felt. Now, let me explain, because that's kind of confusing, right? But my point is, I think throughout my life, I've maintained this really positive attitude about everything I have, where I know that even though I have some disadvantages with parents from an immigrant household not knowing to help me with social life, American school, applying to college, there are so many other great things. I'm so lucky to be born in America, and I understand how privileged I am from this kind of starting point compared to my parents and my grandparents. Like, they suffered a lot. So I always had that attitude of how much gratitude I have. And yeah, I get migraines, which are a neurological disorder that made me miss school sometimes and really hurts my ability to function when they happen. And they're incredibly debilitating, but I am also grateful for them because they made me so resilient. I do not mean that I in any way feel grateful for them in the moment. Don't get me wrong. They still really suck, as well as any potential disorder out there that you may have or someone else has. I just mean that I could very well, while in school, just be like, oh, it's okay if I don't finish the homework, or I don't have to put in my full effort and get a quality score here because I missed school, and that's not my fault. But I never let that happen, because I was like, well, I have so many, like, the things I do have, they are so great, and I think that what I have includes my ability and my strength, that determination. So there's nothing that can get in my way, right? Like, the bad things do not outweigh the good. That's like the way that I think of it, and that's how I can still achieve things even despite a disadvantage, as some people might say. Pain is like, I have a high resistance to pain. Anything you tell me, if it's good for me, even if it's disgusting or painful, like, I can do it. Same with my things that I've gone through, like sports. So grateful for the discipline and the soft skills that taught me. And even though I didn't get into my dream school, wow, how lucky am I that I didn't get into my dream school, Stanford, because that brought me to where I am today. And I think this attitude is what makes you be able to use the things that you currently have. I think a lot of people focus on what they lack, which in that case, it's kind of like the scarcity mindset, or like law of attraction, as they call it nowadays, where like, if you keep thinking negatively about the things you lack, you're chasing and you're not going to get the things that are meant for you, you know? But because I feel lucky and grateful, I am happy, and happiness makes you more productive, but it also makes you be able to use, I think, the gifts, the things that you were given. Because when I was in high school, my dad would come home from work each day being like, hey, I figured out the math problem we were struggling on. Like during his breaks at work, he was working on my math competition problems. Like that effort just makes you feel so grateful. I'm using this word so much, but it makes me feel so grateful that I was like, man, I need to be putting in just as much, if not more effort than my dad, because my dad's trying so hard and he cares so much about my success, right? So I better be caring about my success just as much, if not more. I'm lucky I have my dad's help and the support of my parents, so I don't want it to go to waste. I want to make them proud and make their efforts worth it, and I want to make my efforts worth it. It's not so much about the luck or the things that you were given, but what's more important is whether you use it. I'm lucky I have help from other people, or I'm lucky I have this. But if I don't put in the work myself, recognizing that I should put in the work because I have these opportunities, then I still can't get anywhere. With social media, right? Like a lot of kids that I see in my study video comments, they're like, I compare myself, I'm so scared, I don't know what's wrong with me, like I just can't get myself to study. And almost everyone forgets how lucky they are to even be able to study, to be given this opportunity of education. And the system might not be perfect, but you have parents who care about your studies, right? Like that's something great too. So anytime my parents would, scold me or push me to do something or, give me feedback, at the end of the day, I'm very grateful for every single thing they did for me, even if there were mistakes, because it's their first time living life too, in case you didn't know. But it was all out of love and because they care for you. And oh my gosh, like the love from parents and how much they sacrifice is just insane. So it's like something to always be grateful for. For example, Sean, he told me about this story where he had to take the SAT all the way in Hong Kong because he was in China for high school, and his dad took him the first time. Sean couldn't sleep well the night before because his dad was snoring too loud. So then when he retook it, Sean fell asleep, and then he woke up seeing his dad in the bathtub of the hotel bathroom, sleeping, just trying not to wake Sean, just trying to make his son have a great night of sleep. And those things are things that I remember. I know we focus a lot on the negative things that happen in our lives, but like these things bring me back to the state of happiness that I think should be a default. The default should be happiness. There is sadness, right? But I think that we can choose to think more positively about different things. Also, an example is like when I was in Caltech, the hardest 4 years of my life, holy crap. And, kids complain about studying all the time, but bro, have you seen Caltech? I was also on the basketball team with 3-hour practices daily. That did not include the time walking to and from the gym, getting ready, showering, preparing, because we also have to get to practice early. And one day, I just remember this so clearly, I think it was freshman year, I was walking down this path with trees on both sides, and these trees had oranges. This path had kind of like cobblestones, and I was just walking and kind of leisurely this time, not rushing from place to place. And I looked up at the trees, kind of glistening in the late afternoon sun. Wow, how poetic. And I just let out a sigh of gratitude, like, I'm so happy. I'm so glad to be here where I am today and to do all these things. And I also was slightly shocked at myself for thinking that way because I had a lot of work to do that day. I was severely sleep deprived and I wasn't doing so hot on the basketball team. But even with all that, my state was just contentment and bliss. And at Caltech, like even now, I can confidently say that that's when I felt the most content. I didn't worry about what other people were doing. I didn't care about social media. I was just so absorbed in my life. Also because I was busy, right? But because I knew that these struggles I'm going through, these late nights doing organic chemistry till 2 a.m., still not knowing what the heck I'm doing, those are all struggles that I chose, that I would not have any other way. And this next part kind of goes into like why you need to be why you need to be mindful and discerning about the people you surround yourself with. Because I had this great friend, Lauren, who was also on the basketball team, and the third term of freshman year, I was talking with her and she said, yeah, I know that it's super tough what we're going through, but something I always tell myself is that there are thousands of kids around the world who would love to be in our position right now. I loved that. It's just like I wake up grateful that I have work to do. I have something to work toward. I had a friend who has this rich friend, right? And she said that this rich friend is actually so depressed because he never has to lift a finger. He can just play video games all day. And he has no drive because he doesn't need to have drive, you know? So having something to strive for, that's very positive as well. So this attitude of being lucky has helped me in various aspects, including how I achieved certain things in school and how I'm just generally a happy person and positive. And another instance, I'm just spitting out so many examples, but I just really want to hone in this idea. So freshman year, also at Caltech, we were staying up, I think at like 12 a.m. doing a math problem set. My friend asked me, oh, Amy, can you help me explain this problem? So I take out this little whiteboard and I start explaining it. And then suddenly my other friend B, goes, Amy, I just realized, like, why are you so positive all the time? Like, we're staying up late doing this sucky math homework. How are you still smiling? And I was taken aback. I thought, and I replied, well, I just think that we have to do this anyway, and we wouldn't choose to not do it. So why not be happy about it, you know? And senior year at Caltech, I met with this friend again, and she said, Amy, I still remember what you said freshman year about being happy no matter what you have to do, because you still have to do it. You might as well be happy. I thought that was really great. And that was kind of maybe a hint into why I should start creating videos and start talking to people on the internet like you. I hope this is helpful so far. In regards to things other than achievements or accolades, in terms of love and relationships, I thought that I would be forever alone. And I was just like, I don't even know if I'm going to find one, like a one, let alone the one. So I didn't have any experiences high school and younger. That's weird. Like, yeah, much younger, like nothing. I just had no experiences. No one ever asked me out to like prom, homecoming, anything. And in college, I thought it would be better, but my experiences were not positive. So at one point I was just like, I don't care. I'm going to stop searching and I'm just happy how I am. So summer of 2020, I was confident. I was happy with the way I was doing things. I was really excited to be in San Diego. And when I was biking 20 minutes to and from my internship, I was so happy each time. Like, it was really hard biking up and down before and after work. But that was my choice to do that. I wanted my transportation method that summer to be biking because I knew that I didn't have access to a gym. So again, that's why I don't complain about biking to work, because I chose that struggle. That was my exercise, and I felt strong doing it every day. So biking to and from work, enjoying the work, being in sunny San Diego, and starting making YouTube videos. Starting adulting too was my first time buying groceries on my own, and I went ham at Trader Joe's. I was just really happy and content, and how in the world was I supposed to know that I would meet the love of my life in that internship? everything was just easy. I barely had to try. And when I did try, it wasn't scary, really. It was like I was confident and happy how I am myself, that it was like, I would love for you to be part of my life because I think that we could make each other really happy. It was kind of like that, where it's like, we just vibe, you know, where when you love yourself and you're confident and you have that charisma that comes from within, people can feel that. And I think that's what helps. And also because I have because I had more confidence, I was able to be more outgoing and just talk with the person normally and be my usual goofy self. And that's what attracts us. And hello. You back. I think I've also gotten good at proactively grasping new opportunities. Like people that I've met in New York, they're like, wow, you've really taught me to just reach out to strangers to ask if they want to hang out. And I'm like, I wonder why, you know, because I think that in life there could be so many missed opportunities, and I want to reduce that number as much as possible. So that comes also from feeling lucky. When you're lucky and grateful for what you already have, you will grasp and get new opportunities that come your way. You won't let them just slip through your fingertips. Like at Promise, a math camp in Boston, I was so grateful that I suddenly started talking to this stranger. Yeah, it was scary, but then we became like best friends that summer, created our lovely friend group that we call family to this day. And I can't imagine if I didn't. My summer would have been so much worse. It would have looked so different. I would not have the friends I do today. So with that gratitude, yeah, I'm gonna take the chance to talk to my crush. Reflecting on the chances I took, I know that the worst part is not trying. And I'm grateful for me trying so much, even when I thought I didn't need to try that hard. So I'm gonna keep trying. Just trying to help you understand the way I think on a daily basis when any situation comes up, because as I always say on this channel, you should learn not what people do, but how they think. Because when people do things, that's based on their own situation, and you can't just listen to this rando on the internet saying, I do this, so you should do that too. But instead, if you learn how people think, then when it comes to your specific situation, you are better equipped to design your own advice for yourself. To make a great life or your dream life, you have to realize that success is a state of mind and is how you define it. Because there are plenty of people who are successful by how we see online and we get jealous of them. Oh, they have like $1 million house. Oh, they have like 500 Gucci purses. But they're not necessarily happy or like successful in their own terms, right? Because there's always something more. So no matter what achievements you get or like where you are in the world, you are still yourself. So the moral of the story I wanted to show here is like, in already feeling lucky, you are lucky, and you'll get even more luckier. And to get your dream life, you already have to be considering your current life your dream life. It's like part of the journey, and whatever happens to you right now, there's a reason for it. You will even be grateful for the struggles that you went through or the failures you had, because that made you grow as a person and you learn from that. And without that, you couldn't have gotten to the heights that you are at now. And that's also why in the beginning it's interesting, I was saying that people might feel, oh, you were born under a lucky star. But it's relative, right? Because a lot of people think that their lives are not good compared to other people's. But, you know, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not doing a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, I do think I'm lucky. And so that's the attitude. Like, you are lucky in your own way with your own circumstances. And it's up to you to have that attitude such that you can become even luckier. Sean, this is actually a good opportunity. Do you want to say what drew you to me when you met me? Because I was just thinking how when you are not chasing or like looking, then you find the one. And also, it's more attractive of you because you're like so secure in your own person, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like doing your own thing.
What drew me?
Yeah, what drew you?
Like what?
What did you like about me? Like
gullible intern.
gullible intern.
Easy to take advantage of. I'm just kidding. Very, very talented. Smart brain. I don't know why I was talking about that. Smart brain. Caltech.
Ambitious.
LinkedIn stalked already. And then once I heard she had a YouTube channel, cherry on top. Very cool.
Thank you.
Athletes to play basketball with us. Beat all of the guys.
Oh. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. Athletic.
Yeah.
Intelligent. Ambitious. Creative. Whoa, you can't get all of them. Whoa.
Oh, you're making me blush.
Whoa.
You would see the blush right now if it wasn't for the white sunscreen I put on.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
How did they create this human being?
So I was just explaining how.
Oh, beef liver too. Liver.
Ooh, yummy.
Sorry,
it's okay. No, so I was also explaining, I think, a big source of why I'm pretty lucky and I can keep seemingly like always achieving things, even though I failed a ton, right? But it's because
what do you mean you failed?
I failed in a bunch of different things. Like I didn't do well in the AMC sometimes, I didn't get to Stanford, I didn't do blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
But like I focus on the positive.
On positive, yeah.
And
always focus on
and being lucky. And you also, as you get older too, it's like you realize what matters, and what matters is also like loving yourself and being secure in who you are. So like I had the confidence to play basketball with like 4 other like full-grown men and I beat them. But yeah, overall that's the lesson for this one. That's the story for this one. Let me know what resonated, and if there's anything else you'd like to know. Comment if you like this kind of podcast discussion, random vlog-ish thing, and other topics you'd like me to cover. I'm really excited about this kind of video because I have a really long list of ideas, and I love podcasts, I realized. Not because I want to like, yeah, I just like talking, exactly. Like, I have so much more to explain about one thing than just like give a tip and then give like 3-sentence explanation and then move on the retention, you know. But yeah, check out the rest of my channel, and my main channel will be linked below.